Away from that, senators now call for cabinet overhaul following the concerns raised by the protesters. In the recent countrywide protest, they have called for the reduction of the number of cabinet secretaries from 21 to 14, with unconstitutional office being scrapped off, as Emmanuel Barasa reports.
In view of Gen Z protests, the senators appear to have had their time to reflect and introspect on various issues affecting the country. The senators appear to have put aside their political differences and affiliations and spoke in unity to the president.
Where this thing has reached, Mr. Speaker, it needs an overhaul. I am afraid that not the usual glue and gum that we put into areas that are leaking will solve this time. It's completely broken.
If it was working, some of the ministers in office today would not be ministers. They became ministers because a corrupt Parliament allowed them to become ministers, and then the DPP followed it up by withdrawing their cases.
They asked that the Inspector General of Police be called out for his failure to provide leadership during the anti-finance bill protest.
That the Inspector General of Police must be called out for failing to provide leadership, Mr. Speaker, for failing to morally and legally even update the country on security situations, Mr. Speaker.
The senators scrutinized the parliamentary and the Senate's use of public resources issued to them, asking that they find a way to reduce the burdens of the taxpayer.
There is 377,000 Kenyan shillings on my ETC. Members of Parliament, the staff of Parliament have to be honest with Kenyans. In the way the budgets of Parliament are prepared, there are ways and means of reducing the expenditure in this House in a manner that will reduce the burden on taxpayers. I honestly do not need all that money. Even if I ran up and down the expressway for a year, I would never exhaust 370,000 Kenyan shillings.
They demanded the president to reduce the size of the cabinet and scrap off the offices that are unconstitutional, including the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Constituted. Mr. President, disband offices outside the Constitution, including CAS, including Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Reduce the size of your cabinet from 21 to 14, the minimum. Merge departments. Reduce the number of principal secretaries from 51 to around 30. The size of the cabinet in the US is 15. With a population of more than 340 million.
They further displayed their displeasure with the Salary and Remuneration Commission to increase their salary, saying that they should be looking for ways to have the expenditure reduced to the barest minimum and not increase them.
Vile watu wanasema kwamba ati mishahara inaongezwa. Bwana Spika, mimi nasema kwamba sitaki mshahara wangu uongezwe. Si wakati mzuri sasa sisi kuongezwa mishahara. Haifai, hatuitaki. Tumekataa.
Mr. Speaker, if it means taking a pay cut, we as members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, good people, we have been told that it's not possible, that members of Parliament will never do it. We don't have an option. We must do it, Mr.
Reporting for Tandao News Outlook, I am Emmanuel Barasa.